habit. We're willing to bust our ass. That's what I'm saying. Men are ego driven. Women are emotionally driven, right? So we take accountability because we got our ass busted, right? They don't take accountability because there's nobody there, because everybody that tells
I keep my problems to myself because I manage a lot. Down for my team in the green.
If you borrow $20 from me or $100 from me and you don't pay me back, it costs me $100 to get rid of you for life, right? For life.
I learned that from a Bronx Tale.
Okay.
I learned that from Antoine.
So,
I learned that from Antoine.
I learned that from a Bronx Tale.
I don't know what the Bronx Tale is, but I get rid of them.
Classic movie.
I lent it to you because I could afford to lend it to you. Meaning, okay, and that's what I'm saying. I'm okay with that, right? Because the way you were talking about the form of protection men need. The form of protection that men really need is in the courts when it comes to a divorce and the kids aren't there. I know right off the bat.
Let's get into it. You got that shit right.
If I'm going into court, it's true. If I'm going into court, I know right off the bat the woman has 95% of chance of walking away with my kid.
Now, and I worked in family court, so I've seen it.
And I'm prepared for that. And I go, okay, you know what? I got to make this as nice as possible so I get 50-50, right? Nice as possible. So I put myself in that position that she will never be able to say I wasn't a good dad. Right?
I'm glad you said that you need to be around some men that you can be emotional around and not feel like you a punk.
Right.
There's this overreaching, extraordinary need to be tough. And if you show any kind of emotion, you are automatically viewed as a punk. You understand what I'm saying? That's what I meant by we need guidance. We need guidance to understand that we have emotions and we need to know how to figure out how to process those emotions in a positive manner and not in a negative, I'm going to tear your head off kind of manner that'll lead you in the wrong direction. I am so glad you brought up the emotional side of this.
It's true.
So this is the crazy part, right? I'm 6'3", 275 pounds, right? My wife is 5'3", 120 pounds. What? You understand me? The difference, right? I walk in my house, and 90% of my family is smaller than me. I mean, you gotta be honest, 90% of the world is smaller than me. So I gave somebody an example. I said, when I start getting upset, I start breathing. I suck up a lot of oxygen. When the room is small and I'm breathing, everybody look at me like, oh snap!
He about to tear some shit up.
Big dog here. Hey, so I walk around. My boy calls me pleasant. My partner calls me pleasant. And I'm like, it's not that I'm pleasant. It's the fact that I know doggone well, if I get upset, everybody gonna look at me differently. And that's the conscientious part of me protecting myself. If I don't handle the situation with poise, professionalism, then I'm viewed as an angry black man. I'm viewed as violent. So I tell people all the time, I said, if you ever see me upset, something is extremely wrong.
So in what ways do men need protection?
I think knowing how to carry yourself in different environments, like I think which I think Randall kind of, to me, as I was listening to your brother, you got the home and then you got when you leave the home. And of course, it sounds like when you're around family, people know when you get mad. Like they can probably tell, like, oh, he's getting mad or he get mad, chill out. But people who don't know you, I think that's where, I draw concern, but I would draw concern for any black man. Like, say like if me and Antoine like walking down the street and we ain't mad, we just walking, and then someone looks at us and and we both got the same look. What would piss me off is someone would assume that they're in danger. And we just walking. Oh, so now I got to fake a smile so you feel safe with me. So, that's another form of, I think, like protect or like maybe awareness at times. It's an unfair thing. Now, don't get me wrong. I'm not saying that it's right. And I'm saying that because this happened to me. Walking and someone moves away because I'm just walking like this. And I'm like, what? I'm listening to Ice Cube. What's the problem?
If you're walking like this. No, I'm just like
But they could probably think that too, though. You know what I'm saying? But just like I'm just in my zone. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm not thinking about anything. So I think that's another form, of like, and maybe protection. Another word could be awareness. Yeah. Maybe they're like, hey, brothers, be aware. And I'm gonna say this. And I ain't saying it to be nice. There's some punk people out here that will see you and think you're gonna do something to them just because you're not cheesing. You know, so just be mindful of that. But that's just another one that I think is awareness. I'll stop it.
And that's what I meant by sometimes we need to get our head busted. Sometimes we got to learn the hard way. I mean, it is what it is. Sometimes we got to learn the hard way. If you can't put your ego aside and say, all right, I don't know much about what I'm about to do. I don't know which way this is. Let me go find somebody that's doing this so that way they can at least help me map something out. So that way I know which direction I need to go, and you go do it anyway, and you bust your ass. You bust your ass. That's the part of accountability that we need to face too. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah, but we're willing to bust our ass. That's what I'm saying. Men are ego-driven. Women are emotionally driven. What? So we take accountability because we got our ass busted, right? They don't take accountability because there's nobody there, because everybody that tells them their friends cushion the blow. You know what I mean? They cushion the blow.
I'm gonna mute my mic.
I'm just gonna say that they get the hey,
because you do not want me to go down this road.
Listen, when we're overweight, and when we make mistakes, and when
Chris is agreeing with that.
You got that shit right.
Hey, shout out to Charlotte. The way the world has changed, I believe our boys as well as our men have to look out for each other. Look out for each other in any shape or fashion. Yeah, especially as black men.
I don't even believe, especially as black men, we should look out for one another as a human race, man. I mean, really, who you surrounding yourself with? Last time I checked, you ain't no millionaire, and there's more white millionaires than black. And where do I want to learn my lesson from? What the hell? I'm not gonna pick sides.
I think it's not about that. I think it's more so it's like, you know, because we are black, at least if you're going to, especially as black men, we need to. Because most of the time, if you're black, at least for me and most of the people I know, just because I'm black, most of my circle of people are black. Like I have white friends, Asian friends, Jamaican friends, all different types of people. But the way I grew up, just most of the people I know and have been around my entire life had just happened to be black. And it may also speak to the point to where is that she may see it more in her community, and maybe that's why there's an emphasis on black men, not to take away from any other culture or set of group. But I can't speak for her.
Uncle Junior, you just something that's very critical to us as black men. The number one thing we need protection from is ourselves.
Ooh, period.
I'm saying that because we have, and this is going to be unpopular, we have religious institutions that have taught us that to be a man is to be a sacrificial lamb, so to speak. Like we're supposed to give our whole lives, our whole entire being, our livelihood and everything that we work hard for our wives, children, and family. Okay.
Yeah, and for everybody else.
And for everyone else.
It's so, like we throwaways. Exactly.
So we have to, as black men, look at ourselves in the mirror and find our own true value. Like what do you mean to you? And as the sister pointed out, as black men, I've been surrounded by black men and black people my whole life. So if it's anybody that's to never rob me, cheated with my old lady, got me for pounds of weed when I was in the streets hustling, all these people were black. Okay, there's never been any white person that has came up to me and got me for anything. Everybody that's to never stabbed me in the back, when I looked around and seen the hands on the back of the knives, they was always black people. Okay, and most of the often they were black men. And that's because in the black community, we have this unbridled spirit of competition, which has been instilled in us through the fundamental things like sports and football. And I'm from Canton, Ohio, Pro Football Hall of Fame. So football was born where I'm from. So the spirit of competition where I'm from is extremely, extremely intense on every level of life. There's no such thing as number two. Everyone here has to be number one. So what happens is, you know, I had a saying, like, they only call it a sport, but when you got the physical involved with pork, these are the things that'll poison your thought. Okay, so it's like these competition and what we would call and consider games has instilled this spirit of competition within us that ultimately feeds our egos. And once you get your ego involved in anything, like that's what's killing us, number one. you know, because all of us, if we could transport ourselves back to 1970, everyone on this panel, whether I knew y'all or not, we would wake up in the morning, have our bowl of cereal, watch Scooby-Doo. Okay, we would go outside, we would ride our bikes all day long, and we'll probably get in maybe 1 or 2 little pushing matches over something stupid. But by the end of the day, we're still waiting to see each other tomorrow. Okay, and do the same thing again tomorrow. But when you interject females and money, you interject hate and the things that's causing us problems today. So that's what we need protected from, in my humble opinion.
I keep my problems to myself because I'm man of delight. Down for my team in the green until my soul.